Hi guys, Dorothy here, Professional Astrologer. Today I'm going to talk to you about the week of March 18th. Now in this week we have a super full moon. The sun enters Aries, which is the first day of spring. We're still working with Mercury in Pisces in its retrograde motion and a few other things. So there is a lot to decipher and a lot to focus on. So I'm going to fill you in on all of that in just a minute. So don't go anywhere, then I'll be right back. All right, welcome back and thank you for joining me. Now, if you would like to read this forecast, because I have more details on the written forecast, sometimes, not always, but nhastrologer.com, and just click on that forecast tab and you can read the forecast. It's a couple thousand words, so it gives you a lot of information, all right? What I want to start with is Monday. Monday, the moon in Leo. When the moon is in this sign, and she's in that phase, it's called waxing because we're almost getting to this full moon in a couple days. Leo moon, waxing Leo moon. Monday, she makes so many aspects that I'm not going to list them all because I would spend 20 minutes just talking about what Monday is. The overall energy of what we want to focus on for Monday with the interactions is passion. What are we passionate about? How we need to be creative. So whatever your focus is this week, on Monday especially, get in alignment with what you're passionate about and just use that energy. If you feel you're coming up against some roadblocks, because some of the aspects we have on Monday are hard aspects, don't push. Don't push against the things that are difficult right now. If it's too hard to do, just put it aside, make some notes, whatever that is to you, put it aside and let it lay, and you'll come back to it at another time. So today it's so important to allow your passion to rule the day. Follow each step towards whatever it is that feels exciting and it flows really well. All right, that's what Monday is. Moving on to Tuesday, the 19th, there's not a lot going on here, but at 9:40 p.m. East Coast time. All of this is East Coast time, all right? So I don't have to say that 10 times today. The moon entered Virgo Monday night at 9:41 p.m. So the only energy that we have to work with for Tuesday, because the moon is not making any major aspects, is the moon in Virgo. And that is paying attention to the details. Organizing whatever needs to be organized, because over the next 2 days, while the moon is in that sign of Virgo, we have opportunities to really pull things together. Again, still in that waxing lunar phase, so let's be organized. That's what Tuesday, the 19th, is all about. So Wednesday, March 20th, we have the first non-lunar aspect I want to talk about, all right, because this is going on during the morning. It's at 7:41 in the morning. We have Mars in Taurus making a trine aspect to Pluto in Capricorn. So that's the astrology piece. For you non-astrologers, what does that mean? This means when two planets are connected in the same element, which is Taurus and Capricorn, they're very earthy and very grounded. Now, these two guys together, if they're in a hard aspect, can create a lot of tension and concerns and issues. This is an easy connection that they're in, so they are motivating. So what we can do when we have Mars trine Pluto on a day like today, and it's actually been building for the last few days, we have the opportunity to really take action in something that has a lot of meat to it, because this earthy energy is so grounded. It's not all up in the air. Like that's Mercury in Pisces has been creating a lot of confusion and really like making a lot of people sort of get up into never land, so to speak. But this energy of Mars in an earth sign, Pluto in an earth sign, creates a very grounded, solid base, an opportunity to receive information and using that Mars to take action, all right? This is a wonderful day to at least initiate something. Again, the moon coming into its fullness is encouraging that, because it is also in an earth sign, and in the middle of the day, the moon will complete it's called the Grand Trine, so it will complete the connection between Mars and Pluto. So actually Wednesday, especially all day during morning and afternoon, actually, so yeah, that is all day we have this intense want and need to be more organized. So wherever that is for you, it doesn't mean there aren't some confusing things going on with Mercury and Pisces, but we can be very organized, detailed, and grounded on Wednesday, at least in one area of our lives. You know what that is, so you just ask yourself, where do I feel the most stable, and go work on something there. I know it's a work day, but everybody's going to use this a little bit differently because it depends on where those earth energies are in your own personal chart. So work towards the things that you know you can work towards something. If something is too foggy and unclear, again, we got to leave that for another day. All right? That is what we have just to begin our day on the 20th. Now, what else do I want to talk about? Mercury and Saturn at 10:30 in the morning will make an easy, simple sextile. This will help ground and tether that Mercury that's been floating up into Never Never Land for a little while. So it might ground that. So it still can give us a lot of strength to accomplish something today. All right? I want you to think about that. Good. The next aspect that we want to talk about, Northern Hemisphere, the sun enters the sign of Aries at 5:58 p.m. East Coast, and that is the beginning of spring. It's the equinox day. It's the equal day, a day of equal sun and night. So day and night. There you go. That's the right way to say it. It's a day that we have equal day and night, and that's beautiful. So finding your balance somewhere with all of these things I've already been talking about, working hard, staying grounded, but also feeling a little flighty and confused and unsure about things. We need to find that balance. And on a day when the sun enters the sign of Aries, and it is asking us to, what do I want? How can I take action? So we're able to do that, but we need to do it in a balanced way, because at 9:43 p.m. is when we have the full moon, and it is at 0 degrees of Libra. So when we have full moons at 0 degrees, and again, this one is a super moon, so it holds a lot more power and strength. We need to decide, what do I need? And how can what I need help my partnerships and my relationships? There's this balance, there's this equilibrium that we're looking for on a day that is all about equilibrium, because it's the equinox, and we happen to have that full moon right a few hours after the sun has entered that equal position in the sky. This is a beautiful day to find that balance for yourself and to take steps towards what it is that you need, and how that will interact, looking at how that will interact and help you in your partnerships. It's a very self-focused day in what you want and need in your relationships, okay? Whether they're business or your spouse, your beloved, whatever it is, this is an important day that we can work on that. And this energy flows and continues to flow for the next number of weeks, because it is powerful, powerful energy. So take that opportunity to find and to see, if you stop long enough to see where things are out of balance, I know you're going to be able to easily take steps towards what it is you want and need. All right? It's such a personal choice. And like you should know by now, when I forecast these things, this is just the general energy for everybody. This is not for a specific zodiac sign. Those are the sun sign astrology folks. You can find them. This is that general energy for all of us and how we all will be feeling this way. So find your balance and find your equilibrium on Wednesday. All right? Good. All right, moving on to Thursday, the 21st. We're still feeling this energy from the full moon, from the sun entering Aries, so that's not over with yet. But we also have Venus in Aquarius making a square aspect to Mars in Taurus. Happens in the middle of the night or super early in the morning, depending on where you live. But the point is like this can feel a little edgy. Venus in Aquarius is different and unique. It's a fixed sign. Square means there's some tension to Mars in Taurus, which can be very particular at how he wants things done. So there's just some tension going on here. You might have felt it Wednesday night and into Thursday. If you're feeling that tension, something may give or something may not give. And the tension will just disperse, or you can have a big interaction with somebody and disperse the energy yourself. It will vary, as we've always said, from person to person. But there is a benefit here because Venus on the same day, just a few hours later on Thursday, makes a sextile aspect to Jupiter, and that is outgoing and expressive. So it really is, if you're able to disperse that Venus-Mars square by conversation, or at least by the time we get to the middle of the morning, because at 10:17 in the morning, Venus-Jupiter sextile means that we're able to disperse that energy and take some action if you're feeling the tension of it. All right. A lot to do with relationships right now because of that full moon at 0 Libra. All right, moving on to Friday the 22nd. So we're going to wind down a little bit here because the energy, moon is still in Libra and it's coming to the end of that zodiac sign. Late tonight after 10 p.m., the moon will move into Scorpio. But all day on Friday, the moon in Libra makes squares to Saturn, to Pluto, hard aspect to Mercury and to Mars. What this represents is that we have a day where there can be, if you're still not in alignment with what you want and need in partnerships and relationships right now, then you're going to feel it. If you're not able to, we don't have to be jerks about it now. But if we need to step up and just say, I really need to take this day for myself, or I really need to do this for myself, that's that sun in Aries. If we don't do that, then we're going to be feeling the tension of these harder aspects the moon in Libra makes to these planets. Because if we're not in alignment with what we know we should be doing, we feel it inside. This is why we feel grouchy or angry at things, because we're not taking the steps. We're maybe not brave enough. And if you don't feel safe, then don't do it. And then examine why you're upset with yourself so you're able to sort of smooth those rough edges. This, the moon in Libra is all about what another person needs. But with these hard aspects and all the other things that we've been dealing with over this whole week, we can feel uneasy and edgy. So take good care of yourself. So important during hard aspects like this. What else do I want to talk about? I don't typically talk about Chiron, but we do have on Friday the 22nd, the sun makes a conjunction to Chiron in early Aries. It's just at 1 degree of Aries. So this definitely speaks to things I have just mentioned and taking care of yourself. Chiron in Aries is all about being able to speak up for what it is you need so your own processes and your own healing can happen. It's a very long process. It takes years for Chiron to move through this sign, but this is the first time the sun has made a connection to it in this sign and as a conjunction, and so that means it's being highlighted. So rewind if you want to listen to what I've already said on how you need to take care of yourself and the steps you need to take take care of yourself. It's an important day, especially with the sun conjunct Chiron. All right, I'm going to move on to Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to combine them because this is running long to me. I want you to recognize we have the moon in the sign of Scorpio, moved in there at 10:16 p.m. on Friday night. All weekend, 23rd and the 24th. The moon will be in Scorpio. This is a deep, intense place for the moon to be. We're now in a place of processing our deepest, innermost feelings and emotions. And that is not a surprising thing to have going on right now, especially since I've already said for the whole week, we are pushing to be ourselves. We're pushing to speak up as to what we want and need in our lives, and that includes the partnerships and what we are getting from them and not. So when the moon is in Scorpio, we have an opportunity to just sit quietly, contemplate, and process everything that's been going on. It can be a very healing place for the moon, or it can be a very difficult place for the moon, depending on how deep you go and how deep those wounds are for you. All right. So have support around you, have those that are family. If you feel it can be something that's not comfortable for you, make sure you have that support nearby. This is a weekend. I'm doing a big event in Nashua, New Hampshire called the Magical Marketplace. And you can find that all over my website and all over my Facebook pages. And it's a gathering of all kinds of metaphysical, spiritual people. And this would be a great opportunity for whomever is there, whether you know the moon's in Scorpio or not. They're really gathering in with their tribe and doing all kinds of wonderful work for themselves, you know, by having readings and connecting with the spiritual practices that mean a lot to them. This is a great way to use the moon in Scorpio the whole weekend, so the 23rd and the 24th. Now, to finish this off, I want to just talk about, we also have retrograde Mercury making a conjunction to Neptune on Sunday the 24th. And this is just, make sure this day has no strict schedules. You allow everything to flow beautifully, please, because this is just a day where Spirit has the rule. Spirit is in charge. A day where we should be worshiping what we worship. A day we should be meditating. Go to the water. Any of those things. Listen to beautiful music. There is very little grounding us today on Sunday, the 24th. So it is quite an interesting week, and all of the opportunities we have this week with all of these significant transits means that, you know, this is a big, we're up in our game right now, all of us, if you choose, all right? And if you don't, that's okay too. But you might be feeling it inside if you're not staying in alignment with the things that you should be doing. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. I could talk about that for another half hour. All right, thank you very much, guys. Please, as always, comment, like, and share. And come to my website, nhastrologer.com, for more information. Blessings to you. Namaste.